Hello everyone, Danny here today to talk to you about Brendon Burchard's book, The Charge, Activating the 10 Human Drives That Make You Feel Alive. This is a review that I promised you back when I did the review of his book, High Performance Habits. I told you I'd found this in my library, I kept it, I couldn't remember what it was like, so I would re-listen to it, do a review kind of comparing and contrasting the two a little bit, and that was because of the impact that High Performance Habits had on me. I wanted to see if this book would have the same sort of an impact. And that's what I did. I listened to it slowly over a period of time to make sure that I could absorb the book and see how much of an impact this book has compared to the impact High Performance Habit has. Before I get into that though, I have a favor to ask. If, like me, you love audiobooks, fiction, nonfiction, fantasy, mystery, whatever, please subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, and join me on my audiobook journey. Now, to the book. If you've seen the video, and I'll put a link down below in the wherever it is that I'm supposed to put the link, to my review of High Performance Habits, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. That was a book that really had an impact on me. I had gotten away from nonfiction, self-help, leadership, whatever you want to call those style books, and was pretty much only listened to fiction style books. And I was going through Facebook, one of the rare times, I'm like never on Facebook, one of the rare times I was on Facebook and got this offer for a free book. And it was one of those Facebook, he's offering it to everybody for free. And then he tries to sell you his mentorship type programs if you accept the book for free. So I got the book for free. I listened to it, and it really made me realize that I'd gotten away from trying to improve myself, trying to better myself. And it got me doing a lot of the exercises that he listed in that book. His reading style is different. He narrates his own books, and his reading style is different. I compare it to Captain Kirk in the old, original Star Trek. You know, he pauses a lot. People kind of make fun of Captain Kirk for how he talks. That's how Brendon Burchard speaks when he reads his book. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just his style. That's what you get when you get an author reading a book. You get that author's style. And I would imagine when he's up on stage that it's the same kind of a presentation he gives up on stage. Excuse me here. Bit of a dry throat today. Sorry about that. So I did the review of that. I said, hey, I'm going to let you know what I think of The Charge, and because it's one of his older books, and it's a lot of fun to take an older book from an author, especially someone in the self-help leadership industry, and see what one of their first books is compared to what one of their later books has. Have they evolved a lot? Has there been a lot of change, or is it one of those authors, and you get those authors who just rehash the same subject matter over and over and over again. You could buy 5 books from those authors, and if you've listened to one of them, you've listened to all of them, because it's just the same crap rehashed over and over and over again. You know, I'll fry this one, I'll bake this one, I'll saute this one. Guess what, people? It's still macaroni and cheese, no matter how you serve it up. Was not that way with my comparison of these two books at all. The Charge did not have the same impact on me that High Performance had. But that could well be to the fact that High Performance Habits had already charged me up, had already made me realize that, hey, I'm kind of slacking, I'm kind of sitting back, you know, I'm happy, I'm doing my thing, and I'm not worrying about bettering myself. If I hadn't have, if The Charge had been the first one I'd listened to, it might have had a similar impact. It's really hard to say, you know, at this point in the game. I can tell you that it is a really, really good book. So he has 10 habits that if you feel like your life is kind of settled, you feel like you've lost that charge, that energy, that I'm going places, I'm doing things, then developing these habits will help you to regain that charge. And they're built around drives, And there's actually more than 10 habits. So you've got 10 drives that help you live I got the two books kind of mixed up there, that help you live a charged life. At the end of each section of drives, he gives charge points, and those are habits, things that you can instill into your life to help you make that drive a part of your life. That's kind of where I was going with that. Sorry about that. But the first 5 are what he calls baseline drives. Those are the drives that he feels just make you feel alive, make you feel like you have purpose in your life. They're things like control, congruency, caring. And then the second 5 are what he calls the 5 forward drives. Things like change, creative expression, contribution. A lot of this may be why this book wouldn't have had the same impact on me. I'm already at a place in my life where there have been a lot of changes. I mean, just within the last year, we sold a house, bought a house, took a promotion within the company. My wife graduated college, got a new job. The kids moved out of the house with just the 2 of us. We've moved to a new town that we love. The company, we're introducing a new software program and kind of creating a new department within the company that didn't exist before. So I've had a lot going on, a lot of change, chances for creative expression, definitely chances for contribution. I mean, there's a lot of that, and my wife and I and my family, we already have a very caring, loving relationship. I've made good friends up here where we moved to. I mean, I've already got some good close friendships starting to form. So caring is already an aspect of my life. You want to feel like you don't have, you want to feel like you have control. You're like at the place where my life's out. My life is out of control. Oh, I need to take control. Make some changes. And all these changes my wife and I have made us feel like we're in control of our life. So those drives, I feel like, are already a part of my life. There were so you'll have a chapter. It'll be on a drive. It will explain the drive. It will give you an example of some people who either needed that drive in their life or already had that drive in their life. And then it'll have what he calls charge points. I'm taking another drink of water here. The charge points are habits that you can instill into your life, ways that you can take that drive. And if that drive isn't an aspect of your life or your personality, you can try to make that drive an aspect of your life or of your personality. And they may be thought exercises. A lot of journaling. I'd already gotten back to journaling because of his book, High Performance Habits, which I had stopped journaling quite a while ago. And now I'm back to a daily journal, but it's based on things from High Performance Habits. A lot of journaling. Those are most of the style of exercises that you find there. There are a few more style exercises like that. And you can pick and choose. You can go, okay, I have control. By the way, very interesting thing here. I'm sure he did it on purpose, but all 10 of the drives, the names for those drives start with a C. Just thought that was an interesting point, kind of something that I noticed. I was like, wow, they all start with a C. He must have done that. Why C? Couldn't tell you why he picked C instead of D or whatever, but he did. Control, congruence, caring, change, creative expression, contribution. I don't remember what the other ones are. I made myself some notes. Those are what are written on my notes. So, but you can go through and you can pick and choose. Okay, I feel like I have control of my life. I feel like I have congruence in my life. I feel like I have caring. I don't feel like I have creative expression. So you can pick those charge points and incorporate those charge points. You don't have to start with the exercises at the beginning of the book and do chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, all the way through until you reach the exercises that you feel like you need. You can mix and match and kind of blend together to fix the holes in your life, because most people are not going to listen to this book and go, wow, I'm missing all 10 drives. With most people, there's going to be 1 or 2 drives that are going to hit them with a lot more impact. And they're going to say, okay, I want to focus on that. That happened with me. There were 1 or 2 drives. And when I listened to it, I was like, okay, that would, if I was not already using high performance habits, if I was using this book, that would be what I would focus on. And maybe after I'm done with high performance habits, I'll come back and I will use this book to focus on that area. There were other areas that as I listened to it, I was like, yeah, I don't really need that. I'm good to go on that one. And I think that will be how most people will feel with this book is chapters will hit them hard and chapters will be like, yeah, I'm good on that one. I don't really need that one. The two books are considerably different. This is not an author who has taken the same subject matter and just rehashed it in a different way. He's not serving up macaroni and cheese that he has fried instead of baked. They're completely different. The exercises are completely different. The subject matter of the books are completely different. There is some crossover. I don't think you can avoid there being crossover because as an author like Brendon Burchard grows and develops, there are going to be things that he's going to bring with him just because he's discovered that they're so powerful and so impactful that he doesn't dare leave them behind. And then there are going to be other areas that are going to evolve. But I did not feel at all like it would be a waste of money to own both these books. Both books did an excellent job of motivating me when my motivation was starting to lag behind. Both did an excellent job of educating me and giving me really good exercises that I could do with either the thought exercises or, the journaling type things to do. They're both narrated by Brendon Burchard, and he does have that different style of narration. It's good. He puts a lot of emotion into what he says, which I know sounds weird when I'm comparing him to Captain Kirk, and that's kind of the fun that people make of Captain Kirk. His was a bit more robotic. But I'm only comparing it in the sense that he has that pause that he likes to put in there. He does still have a lot of emotion that he brings into it. And it's the author, so you get to hear it, the author's voice being put into the book. With the subject matter, there's no adult content whatsoever. You don't have to worry about language. You don't have to worry about your kids hearing anything. I think one of the best things that parents can do is get books like this and listen to them around your children. Studies have shown that what you listen to consciously or subconsciously gets absorbed and becomes a part of you. So get books like this. Listen to them around your children. If you're reading it, unless you're reading it out loud to your children aren't getting anything from you sitting there reading. But if you're listening to it, then both you and your children will be getting something out of it. And both you and your children will be the better for it. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you like my channel, subscribe. Turn on notifications. Questions, comments, feedback, that's what the comment section is for. But most importantly, no matter what else you do today, make sure that today you listen to at least one really good audiobook. And I definitely recommend The Charge. I got to look at my notes here, it's a long title. Activating the 10 Human Drives That Make You Feel Alive.